Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. Today, December 25, 2016, 11:37 p.m., Birmingham. And the topic, the luminaries, the lights in the sky, the stars. And what do you think all of those stars are up there? Let me read in Enoch, chapter 1, verse 2. Chapter 2, verse 1. But I'm going to read it in a way that when we all watch these TV shows and wonder how the people of the era of Rome and the Egyptians before that, how everybody could tell the time, how you had the certain places in the sky that would give you the time to plant, the time to reap, and the time to harvest, and then winter time comes. And even all the trees that bear leaves and lose the leaves, all the trees on earth will do that except 14. And they will bear and lose leaves every 3 to 5 years. But the point that I'm getting to here, observe ye everything that takes place in heaven, above in the heavens. How do they change their orbits? And the luminaries, which are in the heaven, how they shall rise and set in order, each in its own season, and transgress not against their appointed order. God appointed them that order to stay in. Because behold the earth, and give heed to the things which take place from first to last, and how steadfast they are, how none of these things upon earth change, but all the works of God appears to you. Behold the summer, the winter, the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds, and dew, and the rain that lie upon it. And here's the point I'm getting at and kind of pointing out. The luminaries. Who are the luminaries? What are the luminaries? Well, we think they're these stars, these star systems, the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, and all these other different constellations. Well, they're not all bodies. They're not all planets. They're not all suns. A very large part of them are angels, because it clearly talks about how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in heaven transgress not against their appointed order. Well, in proof of that, I'm going to do at another blog. I won't do it now because there's too much between. Proof of that is one of those moved out of its place. And one angel moving to go visit another can create chaos and havoc in not the earth and its the way it operates, but in the way men interpret the time of the season, and when the green leaves are coming, when they're going to bear fruit in regard to everything that they see above. The luminaries, the lights, the stars, planets, they're not all stars and planets. A majority of them that show and that we use is a timetable is when the spring starts, summer begins, and the winter begins, which is just a few days ago. All according to what we see above. All according to that. and one of them moved out of his place. And Gabriel was sent up to take him and punish him. He was put in timeout, I guess you can say. And but that I have been looking for a long time. I read it with Enoch years ago, and I knew that they were stars, but why were they there? Let me see if I can. And it talks about the armies of the Antichrist, Satan, signs in the skies, the watcher. For thousands of years, it has been carrying millions of angels who joined in Lucifer's. They were the watchers, watchmen assigned to earth to watch over. And it says again, it calls a couple names here like that I can't even pronounce. One of them is Sedna. In order, or in another, moon, satellite, luminary of Rahab, and it goes on to describe of what planet. And this goes on and on. It is the watchers. It is the angels that have been punished that are up there. And they were up there before man came upon earth the second time. And this is why they're being used as, well, everything that we do today. So you often ask the question, well, how did the ruins down in Guatemala and those in northeastern Mexico, and then Peru, then Chile, and then in Egypt, and of course you have some in China, you have them right here in America, in the Native American Southwest, the Four Corners in New Mexico. Everything has the same order in which you have a star system and the way these stars align, and they all draw a conclusion, and all of them have one arrow that points to one specific place. But yet no one can determine why all these different ways they built pyramids, all the different shapes. They're still trying to discover what they are. I think Sirius is a system, Orion is a system that is everything was built after in the shape of the three pyramids. But yet when you do certain things, all of them has a line that points. Where does that line point? It points to the brightest star there. What is the brightest star there? It is Sirius. That's the brightest star there. But why do they all point to that star? That star is an angel. So are the three in Orion. They're angels. But they have here on earth, they're paying some kind of tribute to them on the ground, like, hey, we hadn't forgot you guys. But I'll get into it later a little more and tell you which one moved out of its place and which one has been punished for that. And you have, oh wow, many others, like for example, in the book of Enoch, in chapter 3, all the heavens, or all who in the heavens know what transacted here. They know that their heavenly luminaries change not their path, that each rises and sets regularly, each one in its proper period, without transgressing the commands which they had received. The behold of the earth is all about us here on earth. It's all signs for us here on earth, just for us. In everything that we do. Talks about the summer and the winter and everything that happens during these times. Every tree, how it appears to wither, and every leaf will fall, except of 14 trees There's 14 trees that lose their leaves for every 2 to 3 winters, and they'll retain the original leaves, and then they will drop. And anyway, I'm going to jump fast forward to another spot. I want to go right now to chapter 9 and point something out here to you. In chapter 9, in verse 2, the earth, deprived of her children, has cried even to the gate of heaven. What I'm telling you here, that before the flood, all the children of the entire earth had been eaten by these offspring of the fallen watcher angels. Right here it is. Enoch. Chapter 9, verse 2. Then Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, Siriel, and Uriel looked down from heaven and saw the quality or the quantity of blood which was shed on earth, and all the iniquity which was upon it, and said one to another, It is the voice of their cries. The earth, deprived of her children, has cried even to the gates of heaven. Their blood cried out to God just like Abel's blood cried out to God. And God went to Cain and said, Cain, where is your brother? Am I my brother's keeper? He said, why did you kill him? Well, see, Cain didn't even know what the word kill meant at that time. He just knew that Abel wouldn't wake up, and he saw the blood, and he'd never seen blood before. And I'm going to go on down, and I'm going to stop here, but I'm going to go on down and explain to you that God even holds only the fallen angels responsible for what happened prior to the flood of Noah. The men are not charged by that knowledge of everything being given to them. Although they used it, God says that all of the punishment is going to one watcher angel, the leader of the fall. And God specifically called him out. And let me see if I can get right at it. And another thing, to Gabriel also the Lord said, go to the biters, to the reprobates, to the children of fornication. Keep in mind the children are big. I don't mean the babies. And destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers. From among men bring them forth, and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for the length of their days shall not be theirs. And then it takes, biters, by the way, described as bastards. No one who knew whose child was whose because of sex among all the women. The men aren't charged. And the biters, or the bastards, had no souls. They will be destroyed and they're gone. But unlike men, we have souls. We'll carry on in one place or another. The lead angel that fell and talked to everyone else into coming with him, we'll make a pact. We all must do this together. And then they all agreed. He was cast down. God told Gabriel, said, go take him. Ariel, I believe is the name they called him. I don't remember. Take him to a desert. And I'm assuming this desert is in the Middle East, somewhere not far from Egypt, along the river Euphrates. Cast him in the hole, in the pit, and then throw sharp pointed rocks upon him and cover him so much that he will never see light again. And there he will remain. And at judgment day, he'll still not see light. He and the rocks shall be plunged further into the bottom parts of the hell. He is judged the most of all the angels. But God ain't got to Satan yet. Jody Wolf Expoz.